Hello and welcome to Now German. Hey C.
Hello, everyone. Hey, Gregor.
This is lesson 36. C, how do you like Now German?
Oh, very great.
Thanks, I hope so. And if you want to ask that, or if I ever meet one of our students and I would like to know how they like it, I can ask them, wie gefällt dir Now German?
Wie gefällt dir now German?
Yes. Or if it is kind of my mom's birthday and I give her some flowers as a present. Flowers is die Blumen. I can ask, wie gefallen dir die Blumen?
Wie gefallen dir die Blumen?
Yeah. Now, of course, this is plural, so gefallen is conjugated differently, but in singular it is wie gefällt dir? Okay, and we'll look at how to respond to that question correctly in today's grammar section. But first, let's also look at our dialogue.
Hier sind Tisch und Stühle. Wie gefällt dir dieser Tisch?
Sehr gut. Die Farbe ist sehr schön.
Und die Stühle?
Nicht so gut. Sie sind ein bisschen alt. Aber wie gefällt dir der Teppich?
Gut, er ist schön.
Schau mal, wie gefällt dir die Lampe dort?
Es geht.
Yes, exactly. Be careful. Tisch singular is Tisch and plural is Tische.
Tische.
Yes, need to pronounce that E. Okay, let's look at the vocabulary. Yeah, sure.
What is the wie gefällt dir diese? What's the meaning of diese?
Dieser, yes, we will actually see that in the vocabulary. You see it here as item number 5. Dieser Tisch, that means this table. Dieser is this. Dieser.
Diese.
Yes, exactly. And let's go through it in order, and I'll tell you something more about it when we get there. So first we have hier sind.
Hier sind.
Here are. That's of course just the verb to be, sein, conjugated, and then together with hier, which is here. And then we have der Tisch,
Der Tisch.
the table. We see these furnitures repeating many times in these lessons. And same for the next one, der Stuhl.
Der Stuhl.
Yes, that is the chair. And then the main question, which is also in the title, wie gefällt dir?
Wie gefällt dir?
How do you like? And then often when we ask about if someone likes something, then we will ask this specific item. So we will say dieser Tisch.
Dieser Tisch.
Yes, dieser, that's specifically this table. Okay, but if you don't know this word, then you can also just ask, wie gefällt dir der Tisch?
Wie gefällt dir der Tisch?
Exactly. So that's just a bit easier, an easier way to say the same. And then, of course, you can say sehr gut.
Sehr gut.
Very good. And die Farbe,
Die Farbe.
that's the color. And then you can also say sehr schön.
Sehr schön.
That is very beautiful. We actually already had the chair up there. How would you say the chairs in plural?
Die Stühle.
That's right. And then not so good is?
Nicht so gut.
Yes, nicht so gut. That's right. And then we have a few more words. Sie sind.
Sie sind.
They are. And ein bisschen.
Ein bisschen.
A little bit. For example, I speak a little bit German. How could I say that? Do you know that?
Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch.
Exactly. And then alt.
Out.
That's old. And aber.
Aber.
But. Yes. And a new one is der Teppich.
Der Teppich.
Yeah, that's the carpet or the rug. I think a bit less common these days, at least here in Switzerland. People now prefer to not have it because it's sometimes a pain to clean it, but you still see it very often. So that is der Teppich. And then we have er ist.
Er ist.
That is it or he is. And schön.
Schön.
That is beautiful. Yes. And schau mal.
Schau mal.
Let's look. In one of the recent lessons, we already saw the verb schau, that means look, and then mal, that just means like once, like one time. So take one look or take a look, and we use this very commonly. Schau mal.
Schau mal.
Yes. And then, for example, the next one we have the lamp, which is die Lampe.
Die Lampe.
Yes. And dort.
Dort.
That is there. And es geht.
Es geht.
It's okay or so. And we'll look at these different answers to the question, how do you like something, some more in the grammar section. Any other questions?
Oh, good.
Great. Then let's go through our dialogue one more time.
Hier sind Tisch und Stühle. Wie gefällt dir dieser Tisch?
Be careful. Tisch and Tische. This one you need to say Tische.
Tische.
Yes. And then I will say sehr gut. Die Farbe ist sehr schön.
Und die Stühle?
Nicht so gut. Sie sind ein bisschen alt. Aber wie gefällt dir der Teppich?
Gut, er ist schön.
Schau mal, wie gefällt dir die Lampe dort?
Es geht.
All right, and now let's look at how to answer this question, whether you like something. So if I ask you, wie gefällt dir der Tisch? And you love it, you think it's very beautiful, very good, how would you say?
Sehr gut.
Yes, and if it's just good, you can say?
Gut.
Yes, and if it's just about okay, you will say?
Es geht.
Yeah, and not so good?
Nicht so gut.
Yes, and bad, you really don't like it?
Schlecht.
Yes, especially with the last one, schlecht, you need to be careful. If that is a personal question, this can easily be offensive. But if you're talking about different options of furniture in IKEA or whatever, of course, you can say it, you won't really offend someone. And this is also the answers of how are you? So I could, for example, ask you, wie geht es dir? And then you could use one of these options here to answer. Which one would you pick?
Gut.
Sure. Do you want to ask me this or any other question about what I like?
Wie gefällt dir die Wohnzimmer?
Wie gefällt dir das Wohnzimmer? I can also say gut. Or we have, for example, here das iPhone 14. How could I ask, or how could you ask me if I like that?
Wie gefällt dir das iPhone 14?
And I will also say gut. I would love to say sehr gut, but it's already not the newest one, so I will reduce it to gut. Yes, and something that we don't like, for example, if you ask me about, let's talk about some organ that I wouldn't want to eat, for example, let's say heart. So you can say heart is das Herz. How would you ask me if I like the heart?
Wie gefällt dir das Hart?
Yes, and I will say schlecht. Honestly, for food, we will most likely use a different way to ask. We'll like, is it tasty? Is it not tasty? But for now, as long as you only learn this, you can use it for almost anything. Okay, makes sense?
Yes.
Great, then let's look at, yeah, sure.
So my question is that, so we gefällt, this verb is actually for looking at the dish, which is the noun. Why you won't look at der like you?
That is just the nature of this verb. Yes, you saw it in the beginning when I had the plural. Wie gefallen dir die Blumen? That's because the literal translation of this word is not like, but it is actually to please. So if you want to think about it, you will ask, how does it please you? Or how do these flowers please you? So that's how you can think about it. That's why this relates to the noun and not to the person. And
Okay.
is always another way to think about it. In German, we always have not always, but many verbs have accusative and they have a dative object. And the accusative object is the direct object, and the dative object is the indirect object. And indirect object, dative, is often the person, and accusative, the direct object, is often the thing. That's why often in German the verb will refer to the object and not to the person.
Yes, and also dir it translated to you. So it's not so it's a dative case and it's something happened to you. So to you is not the direct way to uh no, it's not direct way.
Yeah,
No.
it's the indirect object. Exactly. That's how it works. And we'll look at the dative personal pronouns in more detail in an upcoming lesson very soon as well. All right, then let's go through our dialogue one last time.
Hier sind Tische und Stühle. Wie gefällt dir dieser Tisch?
Sehr gut. Die Farbe ist sehr schön.
Und die Stühle?
Nicht so gut. Sie sind ein bisschen alt. Aber wie gefällt dir der Teppich?
Gut, er ist schön.
Schau mal, wie gefällt dir die Lampe dort?
Es geht.
All right. That is how to ask how you like something. Wie gefällt dir, for example, if I want to ask about the weather, if I want to ask you, how do you like the weather is das Wetter. How would you ask me how I like the weather?
Wie gefällt dir das Wetter?
Yes, and then I can say gut or sehr gut. And I can ask you, wie gefällt dir das Wetter in London?
Es geht.
Fair answer. All right, let's leave it here. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Tschüss.
Tschüss.